With the release of the Switch 2 trailer and the Switch 2 coming out at some point in 2025, it has been teased that a new Mario Kart game, now known as Mario Kart World, will be released with the console. With that being said, I have put together some asks and hopes in an attempt to predict what will be happening with this game. A quick editor's note before I continue, I made this video before the latest trailer for Mario Kart World came out, so, take what I'm saying with a bit of a grain of salt. And I'll talk about it a little more later, so bear with me. If you want to just skip the history lesson I'm about to give, go ahead and skip to this part of the video. So just a tiny bit of history before we get started. Mario Kart 8 was released on May 29th, 2014 for the Wii U, which means under technicality, we have not gotten a new Mario Kart game for 11 years. However, brush those technicalities aside, include the release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on April 28th, 2017, which means we have not had a new Mario Kart game for 8 years. I guess you could get real technical and argue that we at least had the DLCs coming through for 2 years, all being released by November 9th, 2023, which means we haven't had any Mario Kart changes for a year and a half, which doesn't sound too bad, but it's pretty clear Nintendo did not intend on making a new Mario Kart game for at least the original Switch console. However, Nintendo released a video announcing the Switch 2, teasing what looks like a new Mario Kart game. And before I get into what we want, let's quickly talk about what they have already shown us. For starters, the Switch 2 will have Joy-Cons. I know, that isn't really news, but for someone like me, it's kind of bad because, well, this is what the original Joy-Cons look like in my hands. However, it looks like they increased the size of them by like an inch. So instead of looking like this, it's gonna look like this. The console will also be bigger as well, which no one cares too much about because most of us just connect it to the television. So with that out of the way, we can actually talk about Mario Kart. Obviously, the trailer I'm talking about in this video is for the Switch 2 and not Mario Kart. Remember, I made this script before the trailer for Mario Kart World came out, and I've literally only seen it one time. So prepare for a video on that in the future. What we do know is it looks like this Mario Kart will feature more than 12 players, which is super cool, but my guess is this may not be the default way to play. I would assume 12 players still may be the default way to play, as that is chaotic by itself, but 24 players might be a game mode of some sort, or as we saw in the trailer for Mario Kart World, it looks like it's going to be more like a story mode. I am certainly hoping for a lot of creative game modes, but we'll talk about that later in the video. The second thing I noticed, as well as literally everyone else on the internet, is, this thing. I'm hoping for the sake of not only Nintendo, but my genuine love for Donkey Kong, that this is not the default Donkey Kong character. As much as I love old school, the Donkey Kong we know and love now that's so full of emotion and attractiveness, coolness, I really hope that they just keep the regular Donkey Kong. With the release of the new Mario Kart World trailer, like I said, my guess is the mode that was introduced where you can free roam and race 24 other racers is likely going to be the story mode, in which you can probably unlock new characters, cars, and maybe even power-ups. Other than those things and the looks of getting like a new Yoshi map with a burger joint, I don't really know what else could be in store for us, so here's what I'm hoping for. Unique, classic characters and Nintendo go together like wine and cheese. Since Nintendo's uprising, they have consistently created phenomenal characters in the series, and I think it is very important that they continue this trend by putting as many of their best characters from the series back into the game. For example, I can remember a time in my childhood, waking up in the morning, parents still asleep, walking into the living room, turning on the TV, and booting up Mario Kart Wii Online just to get throttled by a full lobby of Funky Kongs. The fact that Funky Kong was not included in every single game after Mario Kart Wii's release is insane to me. He is easily one of the greatest characters of all time, and I really hope to see him again. Another couple of characters I would really like to see are some old characters from the old Mario Kart games make a comeback. They already did a good job with the DLC with the addition of Wiggler, Petey, and Birdo, but they can go so much farther with it. For starters, getting characters like Rob and the Honey Queen who have been in previous games, but also brand new characters like Ninja, maybe Solo Luma, and like Tiny Kong, or like a cow. But seriously, Nintendo, hear my cries. I swear to God, after years of begging, bring the most necessary, important character in all of your existence.
Get Rosalina in there, and also my favorite character, Cataquack.
Cataquack, baby! Put him in! I also think every character should have different styles. They do it in Smash, so why can't they do it in Mario Kart? It's simple. You select the character, and then a menu gets brought up with the costumes or colors, just like they did with Toad and Birdo in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and with literally every single character in Smash. They should be able to easily do this with all the characters in Mario Kart. Give Mario and Luigi their power-up skins, like the Fire Flower and the Penguin Suit. Give every character colors and skins, and I feel like that just instantly makes the game far more enjoyable. And as suggested by my boy Hector, bring characters from other universes in. Let's get Mario in a race against the leader of the Squirtle Squad and Donkey Kong versus Shadow the Hedgehog, baby. For those who have been watching my videos for way too long, you would know that I have released 2 other videos about Mario Kart. In both, I talked about what predictions of Mario Kart maps I thought would be featured in the DLCs, and in both videos, I guessed way too many Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart DS maps, and I was pissed about how lazy they were with the rendering of the maps from the Mario Kart app just into Mario Kart 8. As much as I did really enjoy the DLC, the biggest sin of all was not including Dino Dino Jungle. Like, are you kidding me right now? This map has dinosaurs in it, and you're not going to include it in your all-star roster of maps. With that being said, I really hope they absolutely obliterate this game with old-school maps, specifically from the DS and the Wii, and also create plenty of new ones. Enough with the Mario Kart Tour maps, they are convoluted and confusing for a Nintendo unk like me. There is no reason why the game shouldn't have a ton of maps from the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLCs, as well as a bunch of new maps, as well as a bunch of maps that they ported from the older, better games. This would make me a very happy camper, and I hope they have planned on it, even though they probably haven't. Earlier in the video, we talked about how it looks as if there might be a new game mode that involves potentially 24 players in a race, which might be a story mode. However, obviously we are looking for more than that. I think there is plenty of potential in terms of adding new and old game modes to the game. For starters, keeping Balloon Battle is of course required as it's a Mario Kart classic. However, I'm looking for more ideas similar to Renegade Roundup. I really liked this idea when it came out, and I feel like Nintendo can expand on it. For example, creating some way to have the game of tag could be really fun. Maybe a sports game mode, like a form of soccer, but maybe that would be hitting too close to home with like Rocket League. I would also love to see them bring in a game mode where you can play the way they do in Double Dash. This game was my dear beloved, and ever since my Wii fizzled out, I have missed it dearly, as my new Wii does not seem to like GameCube games very much. But I would love to play Double Dash again in a newer style. I think that would be great. Other than that, I'll be honest, my actual ideas were pretty slim when it comes to game modes, but I believe in the Nintendo developers to figure it out and make it really fun. In terms of the items, I don't have too many ideas. I low-key miss the fake boxes. I also really like Double Dash's mechanics of every character having their own special item, like Yoshi's egg and Bowser's massive shell. And I think bringing this into the game would be really fun, but let's be honest, they probably won't do that. In summary, what we need is Dino Dino Jungle, fun game modes, character skins, and Cataquack. If they even do 1 or 2 of these things, I will be incredibly pleased, even though I know it probably won't happen. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and in case you didn't know, I have been working on a series for a few weeks now where I show off a Minecraft build that I have built in survival for 100 days straight, and you should go check it out because you think I'm so hot and funny. Also, make sure to click that notification bell because I will most likely be uploading another Mario Kart video talking about the trailer for the new Mario Kart World game soon. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.